this week. He'll be back this week.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good part about real estate and working from home, can be anywhere.
That is true.
Morning.
Morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm like, man, I forgot what day it is now.
For me, it's
Morning.
like today could have a baby, tomorrow could have a baby, Thursday could have a baby. Every day's the same.
Oh, it's like an overload.
Like Friday, potentially have a baby. Saturday. Just never know.
Never know. Yeah. I mean, if let us know if you're having it now. Just let us know and say, I'll be
I
back.
will. Yeah, you guys will be the first after my family to find out. And
Unless you're doing it on air. If she says my
I
water
know I
broke.
have to stream that thing from Facebook Live. Okay. Funny. All right, come on in, guys. Come on
Yeah,
in.
yeah, put in the chat. How did you hear about today's event? Email, text, a friend, YouTube, Eventbrite. What's it gonna be? Always curious to see what's working and what's not working. Search on AI, Google. Students on here. I see our contractor on here, Mr. Shealy. I
Guessing
love
these
it.
people want.
Carl's been so dialed in. I'm
I
telling you.
know. It's incredible. I'm guessing these people want to invest with OPM.
Yes.
That's I'm good.
OPM.
All right. I don't know. Harry's got his own way of saying that.
I use OPM all the time. I use the BOA, Bank of
Anish.
That's it. B of A.
Oh my.
BOA.
Man, we just have way too much fun in this group.
Yeah. If you don't know what OPM is, don't worry. You're about to find out. 'Cause that's what we're
Yep.
doing today. So,
Don't say it really fast though.
you know,
Opium.
we're streaming. I want to get blocked on YouTube now. Oh, goodness, guys. Well, welcome. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Thank you guys for joining us today for this awesome class. We're going to talk about how investors are buying real estate without using their own money, or AKA OPM, which you guys will find out if you don't know what that is. This is BPM RIA, Broward, Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association, your only local and approved chapter here in South Florida that is in compliance and partnered with the National Real Estate Investors Association. We're excited to have you guys on today. We have Anish Dave, our CEO, as well as the National RIA president. We have one of our top and phenomenal mentors, real estate investors, all around great guy, Harry Diamond. And you have me for now, Alexa, COO at BPM RIA. And
The
we've just
brains
been
behind the whole operation.
making jokes
Yeah.
because I will be having a baby any day now. So just send your prayers and wish me the best, because I will definitely miss you guys. It's not I can't I'm not good at missing out, so I have major FOMO, so I'll miss you guys a lot. But to get us started on a super positive note, we will be raffling a seat to our 2-day quick start training, where we do so much and we do deals with OPM. So we'll talk more about the quick start at the end of the class today, but somebody will win a free ticket. All you need to do is text quick start to 954-800-6961. That is our event line, our raffle line, event updates. So you guys don't call that phone number. It's just for event updates as well as raffles and fun things like that. So go ahead and text in to get that chance to win that $895 value ticket. It is a huge value and it is an incredible opportunity, and you guys are going to absolutely love it. So easy way to keep up with our events: text BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line. Again, you'll get opted into those text message updates if you haven't already, and it's super easy. Details are in the chat for you guys, so make sure you guys are checking out that chat box and as well as the screen to get all of the information that you guys need. We'll be sending you helpful things throughout the webinar today, so make sure you text in and get on the text list. It's super easy, convenient, and I absolutely love it. Easy way to stay in touch with us. So quick start training, guys, this is coming up around the corner. It's going to fly by. So make sure you get locked in for this boot camp. We only do this once a quarter, so you don't want to miss it. And you definitely want to get registered. This is our 2 full day boot camp live via Zoom, Saturday and Sunday, May 2nd and May 3rd. We're going to talk about wholesaling, flipping, and rehabbing. We're going to leverage AI. We're going to talk about some creative financing hacks. We're going to learn so many things, you guys. And if you can only imagine 2 full days with Anish, our CEO, as well as the 4 incredible speakers that we have on this training, it is absolutely incredible. So make sure you block those dates off, make sure you get registered, and we will absolutely love to see you on this weekend. And, God forbid, wholesaling, rehabbing, not for you. We did put a money back guarantee on this training. So we have the safest training here for you guys, and we definitely want to get you in this quarter. The next one won't be for a while. So you guys want to get in, get locked in, and we will see you there online, cameras on, microphones on, extremely interactive. You'll get to meet with the other people in the training. It is an incredible opportunity. So you guys will absolutely love that. And we will see you on that weekend. Members, you guys get special pricing for the boot camp. You also get in free for the quarterly networking events. You get special pricing for the Saturday workshops, such as the one that we have this weekend for multifamily. You also get a huge benefit package with the National RIA because we are partnered with them. They give us a bunch of incredible benefits: Home Depot, self-directed IRA accounts, landlord tools, property insurance discounts, Office Depot supplies, so many incredible benefits, you guys. So make sure you go get your membership. Links are in the chat for you guys. So get connected, go to the website. Everything is there for you at your fingertips. Last but very not least, one-on-one coaching and mentoring here at BPM RIA. Some of you guys may know we offer one-on-one coaching. Some of you may not. For those that don't know, we put up 100% of the money for our students' deals and split the profit 50-50. That's right. You guys don't need any money to start deals now. We have our specific coaching programs that we offer, 6 months and 12 months, and we want to get you guys all the information. So book a discovery call on our website, right on bpmria.com. Scan that QR code. The link is in the chat. Just go ahead and book that discovery call so we can get that brochure in your hands. You can see what's included in our programs, and we can see if it's a good fit for you to get you doing deals right now. You may be doing deals already, but you could be doing so many more deals with us as we put up that money for you for all of your deals. So that is one less thing you have to worry about, and we want to get you there. So go ahead and do that discovery call. If you're interested in funding your education, this is good for tuition for the coaching programs. Go ahead and scan that QR code. It's there for you. Link in the chat. Soft credit pull, 0% interest rate, quick response within 24 hours. We've been getting nothing but amazing results, as well as a lot of great feedback on this. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. Links are in the chat. And thank you guys so much for letting me fill you in on everything that's going on here at BPM RIA. Always want to take a moment to thank the National RIA for everything they provide. We can drop the link for National RIA in the chat as well, so you guys can check it out. They have so much incredible education on their website as well. That's where you can get connected with your voter voice, all that good stuff. Always want to take a moment to thank our vendor partners also, our incredible vendors. They're listed on the website. You guys, please don't hesitate to reach out to them. Those are my best referrals always for you all. So if there's somebody that you're not seeing on our website for any reason, get in touch with some of our local vendors. They are extremely well connected, just incredible individuals that want to help you. And of course, they are all investor friendly. That's why they are there. So get in touch with them, connect with them, ask them questions. They all want to help you and become successful and get you to the next step. So go ahead and let us know what you guys are thinking in the chat today. How are we feeling? And then questions, direct all your questions into the Q&A box. If you go to your Zoom menu, you might have to press that little more button, or there might be like a circle with 3 dots, or you might see the Q&A button right there in your Zoom menu, but you're going to want to find that button and put your questions in there today for our incredible hosts and speakers. So make sure you put your questions in. Let us know how you guys are feeling in the chat. And we're excited for today's class. And Ish, I know this is something that every investor needs to know, because
Absolutely. Thank you, Alexa. Good morning, guys. I am actually out in South America today. So I am actually in Medellin, Colombia. So I might be the furthest person from the webinar that's not in the US right now. So put in the chat where you guys are listening in. And so today is going to be, as usual, we want to make this interactive as possible. And our team, we have Alexa, who's our COO. We have Harry and Victoria Diamond, who are one of the mentors. Michael and Maddie, Denise and Lucian are all mentors with BPM RIA. And you know what? I got an idea. How many of you guys realize you could get what you want by just asking? Give me a yeah, buddy. How many of you guys believe in that? Okay. Only Alexa. I got a couple people. Okay. Justin, gotcha. Okay. So one of the things that I saw, and Justin, it was great seeing you recently. So I see some of you guys were at our in-person meeting with Cynthia Tramla, multifamily. She's also part of the Inner Circle, and we've been friends for 3+ years. And I have her flying in from Texas on an all-day event because you guys wanted multifamily. So I feel extra generous. And some of you guys said, yes, absolutely, that you guys believe that you could get what you want. So Saturday's event is for members, $39. Non-members, it's $59, and I'm going to buy you lunch. So go to your Q&A button. For the first 5 people that say multifamily, I'm going to give you a free ticket.
let's go.
Let's go. So it's Saturday at Nova University. So go ahead and put in the chat. I know Alexa will put it in there. And actually, they'll probably want to bring a friend. So let's do 2 tickets. So 5 people, 2 tickets.
Okay, I'm seeing it.
How about that?
Okay, I see a couple.
Because, yeah, you know what? One of the things is as we do webinars and, in-person events, so many people talk about they want to change their lives and they don't show up. So my answer is I want you to start believing again. So make sure you type in multifamily. That's fine. You put it in the chat. That's fine. Alexa, the first 5 people.
Yep, my
Go for it.
executive assistant. If you guys didn't know, my executive assistant is in all of these webinars. She'll be
Yep.
covering for me, and she'll take down all of your names, and we will confirm with you that you can make it. So
Yep. So perfect. So we want to reward people that take action, right? And you guys already taken action, and I'm not even sure how many people we have registered. And what's crazy is people want to change their lives. People register, and we're lucky if half the people show up. And then they wonder what happens the rest of the way, right? So the question is, I want you to be honest. How long have you been thinking about getting into real estate? Put in the chat. Put in the chat. I want you to be honest. How long have you been thinking about getting into real estate. Some of you might be already in real estate. And when we say real estate, I'm not talking watching HGTV shows. That doesn't count, right? That's going out there making offers, buying property, rehabbing property. Okay. Some of you guys, right? Some of you guys don't want to say. Maybe you guys are new. Some of you guys I've seen at the meetings, it's been almost 10 years. And then what do you actually have to show for it? You've been wanting to get into real estate. And what do you have actually showing for it, right? You've been wanting to do it. I closed 3 deals. I got 1 thing under contract. I bought my first investment property. Okay. Yep. Almost a year. Okay. Yep. Thank you for being honest, right? 43 years. Okay. Got it. Right. So it's important. Okay. I like you guys. These guys are awake. Alexa, Harry, they're awake. I love seeing that. So the truth is, it's not lack of information. What do you think it is? It's lack of execution. That's the difference in someone doing deals and not doing deals. There's been so many times that I've seen over the years, and I'm like, man, why is that person doing deals? Why is Harry doing so more deals? I feel like I know way more. And I might. And what's great about Harry or the people that are doing deals, not only they take the knowledge in, they go out there and make offers. They talk to sellers. Every one of us has always had a fear. So again, all right, at least the group is up and awake. That's awesome. And so the question is, why should you listen to me, right? So I have 25 years plus of real estate experience. I'm a licensed real estate agent, licensed mortgage guy. I've done well over $250 million in real estate transactions. Not only am I the CEO of BPM RIA, I am president of National RIA, which I represent well over 40,000 real estate investors like you guys and 120 chapters affiliates. I am very passionate about real estate. I've spent a lot of money on coaching in the past, and I currently spent about $250,000 on masterminds and mentoring right now, even though I do well. So that's why I'm passionate about what we do for our students. And people always ask me, what kind of business am I in? I'm actually in the transformation business through real estate. My goal is to get the life that you really want out there. And so I'll let Harry explain who he is and why he's an integral part of BPM RIA also.
Okay, I started not knowing anything about real estate about 13 years ago, and did a national program, jumped in with both feet. They taught us a lot, but never enough to pull a trigger. But they did say go to your local RIA, Real Estate Investment Association. That's how I came across BRIA, now called BPM RIA. And Nish was my mentor, and Victoria and I became so successful within the first year that after a number of years, we decided to just pay it forward and give back to you guys. So I know I didn't want to address one other thing while we're here. I noticed in the chat, one was a lack of funding, and I'll tell you, there is with the Bank of Anish, there is we don't have that issue, and some people put that as a blockade, but it's really a false blockade, something that's in your own head. And the other one I see was a lack of motivation. I won't address them all, obviously, but lack of motivation is I felt that personally, and I realized it was more of not knowing what to say and what the situations are, and that was quickly quelled and enabled me to just go out and help people, even though I didn't know everything. I still don't know everything. I hardly know anything. The older I get, the less I know. But so you're in the right place. You're in the right place because certainly Victoria and I found out that we are. So welcome to this call.
Yep. And Harry is being really modest. Either it was last year, I remember he did 7 deals that netted well over $1.1 million in deals. So that's pretty impressive. And those were all wholesale deals. So the question becomes, are you living your best life, right? So real estate didn't just change my income, it changed the way I live. And the reason I'm bringing this up is not to impress you, showing photos of my wife and I traveling around the world. It's really to show you this because this is what's becomes possible when you actually start executing. Right. So I literally lost everything in 2008 when the market crashed. I went from millions to filing bankruptcy February 10th, 2010. And yeah, I felt bad. I wasn't motivated. I felt horrendous about I had so much self-doubt. It's probably the easiest way I could tell you. And most people never get here. It's not that because you can't do it, it's because they never commit, right? So I think that's always important. Um, Again, our group, we love to travel all throughout the country, all the mentors. It's been pretty fun that what we've been doing around the world, I guess, spreading the joy. Some of the other things I've also worked with Miami Dolphins Business Combine. I am their expert on wholesaling and rehabbing. Stephen Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, is a real estate guy. He works with Severa Real Estate. He's built, gosh, actually, he made his money. I don't know if you know this from first-time home buyers in New York, modern or low-income housing, I want to say. Or actually, I should say workforce housing. I'm not going to call it low income. And then he moved fast forward to high-end condos and buildings. And so what he realized is that the athletes, yeah, they're excellent at what they do, and they need to be good with their money. I'm also the expert on wholesale and rehabbing for the professional athletic community. When you've come to some of the meetings, you've seen some of these bigger guys. Yes, they're professional NFL players. They've been on our quick start. Last quick start, we had baseball players, women's volleyball, women's rowing. What I do like about what PAC is doing is, again, they're teaching these young men and women what to do with their money, life after sports. So again, they're interested in real estate. I am their expert on wholesaling and rehabbing. At the BPM student community, we do a lot of fun stuff. When you're in our mentoring program, we do happy hours with our students, barbecues, and we actually crack a lot of jokes and have lots of fun. This is us on the Alaskan cruise with National RIA. Every year we go on the National RIA cruise. The next one I already saw, it's out on nationalria.org. It is February 27th, leaving Miami for 7 days. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun, a lot of education. Bring your family. You get to hang out 7 days with us and learn a ton of real estate and have tons of fun. Again, I'm not an accountant, and my accountant writes it off as a tax write-off. So you'll be amazed how much you learn. One of the things was I also got to meet Grant Cardone. I was not a big fan of Grant Cardone with the social media, and he's crushed it, right? What I do like about Grant is that he is very passionate about helping young kids or young adults and teach them about real estate investing. Not only does he have his now 15-year-old daughter, Sabrina, part of the company at Cardone Ventures, is that he has a non-for-profit to teach young kids about real estate investing, man. I would love to have that when I was a kid. And so again, we became buddies after that. Also, I was the expert on Money Chat on NBC as their first guest on wholesaling and rehabbing. And so I've done a lot of cool stuff. So now that you guys know who I am going to play a quick little video of what we've done in the past year about us, and then we'll get started on our event today.
This is one of the best programs I've been a part of. The support is outstanding.
I encourage you to join this association. Your life will be changed.
Anish and everybody that was part of the BPM RIA they were just wonderful. They got very knowledgeable. They were helpful. They were patient, kind, very good teachers, very organized. Everything was just it was a great quick start seminar.
BPM RIA, Anish and the team, they are amazing. I have been a corporate member of the BPM RIA, formerly known as BRIA, for probably almost 15 years. And being part of an organization like that is just amazing when you get to see the people's lives that they're changing.
Hey, what's up? This is Avery Boss, former New York Giant, former Miami Dolphin. Recently, I got to finish up this hack event where it was a group of professional retired athletes that got together and we're trying to figure out the next chapter of our life. Just hearing them talk, going through everything, like instantly, I was inspired by the guy. It was like a light bulb clicked above my head like a cartoon. And thanks to this day, I can say furthermore, I'm going to go through this process and get into real estate, stop messing around and actually do it because I feel confident now of knowing what I want to do after meeting him and getting the base knowledge and seeing how things are.
Position at the seat of the chair. The seat. There you go. It should be up corners if you want to. All right. Go straight to the floor, not at an angle, straight up and down. The seat and straight to the floor. Touch it once. You're gonna twice. Destroy that shit, dude. Touch it a third time. Explode!
And I have to say, they're an exceptional bunch of people to work with. How to use a technique, creative financing, how to get rid of liens. Don't hesitate to join, work with them. They will definitely help you get through the roughest times.
They put up all the money for the deals. They're there with you, make sure all the paperwork is right. They're not going to leave you alone on this. And yeah, I recommend this.
BPM RIA program. It's definitely changed our lives. They funded our deals.
Hey, can't go wrong with other people's money.
Exactly. You know, they funded our deals. They got us into real estate. They held our hand the whole way through, and just really, the most amazing thing is we literally have these guys to. It's nothing for us to pick up the phone and call Anish and be like, "Hey, look, we got this deal. What do we do?"
They're not gonna let your deal fall through.
You know, some of you guys were laughing when I hit my face. I still watch it every time, Harry, and I'm still like, oh my gosh, right? So some of you guys, I'll see you at Turning Point next week, and you'll
We
know
will
what I'm
do that
talking about.
again.
Yeah, you'll see, and I hope you don't hit your face like I did too. So, you know, the biggest mistake people when they see these videos, they think, man, that works for them. And so, you know, what's the difference between them and you is, you know, they're not experts, first of all. These are everyday people just like you, and they execute. So I think that's the biggest difference that we've seen. And so now, for the next hour or so, we're going to talk about how to use other people's money, right? So the number one easiest way is when you join our mentoring program, I put up the money for the deals. We're going to talk about some of the creative financing deals out there. We're going to talk about our coaching program, our 2-day quick start, and why you're going to want to invest out there and in yourself. So how many of you guys understand or actually heard of creative financing? Does that sound like something you've heard? There are some people online that are pretty big. Pace Morby, if you're watching him online, he does a lot of creative financing. So what are the most popular ones? There's seller financing, right? And we're going to dive deeper into each one of these lease options, and I'm going to pick the most common ones. There are some other ones out there, subject to financing, or in the industry, it's called sub two. And then JVs and partnerships, right? So these are the four most popular that we're going to go over. And just out of curiosity, put in the chat if you've actually done a creative financing deal. It gives me a better idea of what kind of audience we have. And if you haven't, that's okay too. You're at the right spot. Okay, so let's talk about, subject to acquisition, seller financing, lease option. And then we're also even going to talk about wrap, which is an advanced technique. And it's only for disposition. This is only when you're selling your properties out there. So the great thing is the only rule is there's no rules. How many guys are rule breakers? Put in the chat. I hate rules, right? You were total rebels out there. Right? I know, Harry, I feel like you were a no rule guy. I know a younger Harry Diamond felt invincible, is from what I saw on those photos when you showed me. So I feel like the no rules really works on it, right? So, okay, some are, yeah. So when I say what are the rules? Well, no rules meaning you can control the property, right? So you need one of these things on the left-hand side, right? As you look at this, you either need cash flow or equity, right? And you only need to control one of them, whether it's price, interest, payment, or time, right? So you definitely, when you're looking at properties, if I buy for X, will it cash flow, right? Or is there a ton of equity? So for me personally, I am more on cash flow, right? Why would I want to be more on cash flow? Is that what you're asking me, Harry? So for me, I'll tell you why. Because in 2008, so if you guys have been in real estate for some time, that was the big depression or recession, whatever you want to call it, in real estate. And I had 20 properties, which had a ton of equity. So what does equity mean? Harry, let's not assume that everyone knows what equity means. You want to give me a quick definition to our audience, what that means?
Well, equity just means that you can get more from it than you owe.
Right. So if you owe $200,000 and the house is worth $300,000, theoretically, if you sold it, you have $100,000 in equity. So I had multiple properties, whether they were low income, we had condos, duplexes, I had high-end condos, Miami Beach and Brickell, and they all had equity, right? The market was going up, 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 up. So my 20 properties had well over $3 million in equity. And I said, okay, again, I haven't been around for that long. I started real estate investing in 2001, or really 1999, and I never really saw a crash. I remember my mentors or people more seasoned, I don't call them older now, seasoned, they talked about the big savings and loan crashes. They talked about interest rates at 16%, 18%. And what I always learned was that real estate always goes up, as what I thought, until it didn't. So I had all this equity, and if I would have sold everything at the top of the market, I would have had millions. Market crashes, right? All the prices went down, all that equity's gone. What happened for me specifically, I had negative cash flow. What does that mean, right? So I'll give you an example. I bought a house, a duplex in Little Haiti. It was a probate. It took me, almost 2 years to get the probate done. I had 12 heirs, and they were all in Little Haiti. I mean, in Haiti itself. So the property was in Little Haiti, and it took 12 heirs forever to get it done. Bought it for $90,000. The market went crazy. Now the place was worth well over $400,000, right? And I'm saying, oof, I got all this equity. So what did I do? I took a loan out, refinanced it, cashed as much as I could. Then I took a line of credit out against the duplex. Back then on financing, you could get 100% on investment properties. And they didn't check your credit. It was all stated. They checked your credit. It was all stated income, stated assets. So I took out all that money to buy more real estate, right? So I was like, let me go buy more real estate. The taxes went from $900 a year to over $4,000, right? So follow me. 90,000 I bought it for. The appraisal comes back at almost 420 or 410 around there. The taxes went up to almost $8,000 or $9,000. The insurance went from really cheap, from $600 to almost 3,500 to 4,000, and my rent on each side was $1,200. So I was, if you actually, and then I, of course, on my mortgage payment. So the taxes and insurance alone, that barely covered the rent. And then, by the way, I had a first and second mortgage, so I was losing almost $3,000 a month. Right? And my attitude was, well, I have all this equity, I could just sell it. Let me buy more property. So for me, it didn't work out. So saying all that, right? If it's got a ton of equity, it can work for you, depending on what your exit strategy is. Mine personally is cash flow, right? So now the question becomes, we got to either control the price. Harry wants to sell his place, right, at, I don't know, $300,000, right? If he wants to sell it for that, I might give him his price, but I might change the terms. What do I mean by that? The interest rate is lower, right? The time might be longer. It doesn't have to be a 30-year loan. It could be interest only. It could be a 40-year loan. Basically, we could change the rules. And for me, it's about cash flow. Does that make sense? Again, we don't want to have negative cash flow, right? So let's talk about what subject to is. So subject to, go ahead, put in the chat. Give me a quick, what does subject to mean? Because I see some people have done some or helped out people. All right, okay. So subject to. Yep, so yep, Maureen is, I agree with you. It's when the investor takes over the existing mortgage. Harry has an investment property. It doesn't have to be investment property, let me rephrase it. It could be his home. He's got a $200,000 mortgage right now. And as an investor, I could do a subject to deal. I could take over his mortgage. So here's some key words. I am not, this is really, really important. I am not assuming his mortgage. You guys understand that? What does that mean? Assuming versus taking over and making payments. What's the big difference? Right? So assuming, first of all, you have to make sure the mortgage is assumable. So Harry did that mortgage with Bank of America. And you guys realize when you do a mortgage, it's about, I don't know, I feel like it's like 100 pages of bank docs. And in that fine print in there, it's going to tell you whether you could assume the mortgage or not. So let's say Harry's mortgage is assumable, right? That I could, not take over the mortgage. So what that means for me is I have to do what? I have to actually apply with Bank of America and get approved. They're going to check my credit. They're going to check my W-2s or tax returns, I should say, and pay statements. It's me literally going after a new loan. It's the same process. That's assuming. I hear a lot of investors say assuming versus, hey, Mr. Homeowner, I'm going to assume your mortgage. You will be in some massive trouble. I'm just letting you know that gets out. The homeowner says that you could be in court. You will be sued. You will lose your butt, right? So that's number one. So I hear a lot of people saying assuming, right? So again, you have to actually do that. So what are some of the benefits? What are some of the benefits, Harry, of me taking over your mortgage, not assuming? And put in the chat if you know some of the benefits. So again, we're trying to make this interactive as possible. Yep, Maureen. No credit needed, right? What else? Yep, no banks. I could save some fees. Yep. Justin, you're exactly right. Interest rates, right? So what were interest rates during the pandemic? Really low, right?
2%.
Yeah, it was actually, I don't know if you remember when I asked Danny at our January in-person meeting, as he was on the panel, And I asked him in 2020, what was the lowest mortgage rate you've ever done? And he told me he was under 2%. He actually did a 1.9% mortgage, 15 years. So imagine getting 2 or 3 or even 4%, right? So let's go back to it. No credit needed, no applying, right? Taking advantage of interest rates is also. The other thing is, imagine, Harry did he refinanced in 2020. Let's just use that. You took advantage, it's your primary home, and you and Victoria want to leave to go wherever, to Europe, right? You're moving out, need to liquidate. So now Harry's been paying his mortgage for what, 5 years? So when I take over that mortgage, it's only 25 years left, right? So even though most of the interest, more payments are going towards principal. Yep, no big upfront, right? So the other advantages that you guys also may or may not know is when you do conventional loans, and when I say conventional, that's Fannie and Freddie Mac. As an investor, let's say you have great tax returns, you show a lot of income, pay stubs, all the above. Fannie and Freddie Mac will only allow you, and don't hold me to it, I want to say only 10 investment loans. That's it, you're capped. With subject to, you could take advantage of as many as you want. Right? So those are some of the things out there that are big advantages of subject to. Right? So that's number one. Number two, right, is what's the downside? What do you guys think is some of the downsides? Yep, due on sale. Could be one. So what does due on sale mean? Harry, you want to take a stab at it? Due on sale?
Well, if the bank finds out you took over and they're going to consider it that the property was sold, they'll make you pay it off in full so that
Correct.
they could reissue that money at a much higher interest rate.
Correct, right? So Harry signed a mortgage, Harry and Victoria, for 3.5% 5 years ago. He sold me the property, right? So I am on deed. Harry no longer owns it. Harry and Victoria no longer own it. Again, the process is a little more complicated than what I'm telling you. And when the bank finds out, if they find out, there's in that massive paperwork, it's a due on sale clause. Because it's sold, they want to get paid. Right? Saying all that. What I could tell you is imagine your electric bill or your cable bill. In general, the electric company is not seeing where the check came from. Does that make sense? So as long as they're getting paid, they're usually okay. So again, these are due on sale clauses that you got to have an exit strategy. What happens if the bank calls it? You're going to have to pay them off in 30 days. Imagine I took over Harry's $200,000 mortgage. They find out because I did something incorrect. And now I'm going to get something that says, okay, boom, I got to pay that off. What are some of the other downsides? What are other downsides?
To the seller, to the buyer.
For the seller, for both, for the investor and or the seller. Go ahead and put in the chat.
Trust that you're going to pay.
Yeah,
Trust
that's the
that you're
big
going to
one.
make those monthly payments.
So right at the example I'm using, the mortgage is still in Harry and Victoria's name. The title is in my trust, right? Harry just met me, right? Because I cold called him. He says, hey, Nish, you seem pretty nice. I had to convince him on all this. And seems pretty nice. And let's see. And then something happens to me, right? Like I'm like, oh my God, all these other expenses. I can't figure it out. And I don't make payments on Harry's house. Maybe the renter trashed it. I don't know, right? It's vacant. So now Harry is going to get the late payments and he could still, at the end of the day, get foreclosed on. So it's going to be on his credit. So that's pretty big, right? So there's a massive trust issue. It's number one. Got it, Harry. Yep.
And Jeremy, it's reversed. What if the buyer defaults? Does that affect the seller's credit? And yes, it does.
right? So again, it's not on my credit. The note, remember, Harry and Victoria signed the note promising to pay back Bank of America, not me. So that's pretty massive, right? So there's a trust end of it. The second one that's really important also is we've done subject to deals. Don't think it's over. Just because Harry moved on, he goes to Europe for a year, he comes back and he applies for another loan, right? Him and Victoria say, you know what? Europe didn't work out. Let's buy a house again. The mortgage broker runs his credit and he sees a mortgage on his loan. Harry says to the banker, like, no, I sold that house a year ago. Right? So here's the thing is they're going to count it against his debt to income ratio. So the point is these are more advanced strategies. When you're in our coaching program, we show you how to do this. That could be a challenge, right? They could call the loan due. The mortgage broker might say something, tells the bank, and it's all done. So that changes everything right away. So I'm going to show you an example of one of our mentors, what she did. This was a subject to deal, and this was a house in Virginia. She was going to buy it for $220,000, and one of the challenges was there was no equity in the house. So if she bought it traditionally, they would have had to walk in with cash, which they did not want to. So she did a subject to deal. It did need some work on it. So don't worry about the numbers. Again, you're not going to learn this in 45 minutes. I promise you. What she did was take over the mortgage. She got it at a low rate and it needed repairs. There was a leak. So it needed about $18,000. So she never went to the house. Again, we use advanced software for cash on cash, net operating income. And basically what she figured out with those expenses, if she took it over, her monthly expenses would be about $1,600 a month and the rent would be $2,200. So she would make her money back in less than 12 months. So that's one of the benefits of subject to. She would be in this deal, and I'll tell you at the end, she was in this deal altogether for less than $25,000. So that's a subject to. What about seller financing? Has anyone ever done a seller financing deal? Put in the chat if you've done one. What does that mean? Quick definition, guys. What do you guys think seller financing in your world? Right? What is seller financing? So the easiest way, right? Yep, you got it. When a seller becomes the bank, they become Bank of America. So when you buy a house, if you ever looked at the Truth in Lending, it's going to tell you how many payments and what you paid over 30 years on the house, right? You said, I bought the house for $200,000, and after 30 years, I paid over $1 million. So you're telling the homeowner, how would you like to be the bank? So that becomes the question. And the question becomes, okay, sometimes they want to be the bank. So what are some of the benefits, right? Same thing, not on your credit. You could change the terms on whatever you like out there, right? It doesn't matter what it comes to. Like, do you want to do 30 years? Interest rates could be whatever you decide. What I could tell you is Eddie Speed from Note School, they buy notes. And what they told me was really interesting. Out of $33 million of notes that they bought in their last portfolio, 1/3 had 0% down, 0% interest. Yep, you heard that right. So 0% down, 0% interest. This is possible out there, right? And some of the benefits I might say to Harry, listen, can we go 0% down, 0% interest? And you're going to be protected because I'm putting $20,000 to rehab the house. I'm upgrading the roof. Whatever that looks like. Again, these are conversations out there that you're going to have with a homeowner. I might ask Harry, what are you going to do with the $200,000? And he might say, well, I don't know. I only need $20,000 to go on a cruise in Europe. The rest, I don't know. I'll put it in a CD. Well, CDs might be paying 3 or 4%. How would you like to make 6%? Again, this is a quick way to move. You could close as fast or as slow. You just want to do title and lien searches to make sure you're good. So what's the downside? What are some of the downsides? And I love that you guys are in the chat responding. I love, remember, the more you put into this, the more you're going to get out of this. So what's the downside? All right, go ahead. Anything? There's no downside? Harry, what do you think some of the downsides are?
I knew you were going to ask that question.
Yep. If I did a seller financing deal with you, what are you worried about?
Well, good question. I love some of the chats coming in now. Now they start talking.
Yeah.
But seller financing. If I'm the bank, or you're the bank.
You're the bank. Yeah, I'm seller finance. You're seller financing your property to me. What are you worried about after you just met me a couple of times and you said
That you're going to make your payments.
yeah, number one, right? Am I really going to make payments? Right? That's the most important one. Am I going to damage the house? Right? Because again, Harry's got to foreclose. Depending on the state, I know some of you guys are not investing in Florida. Some of you guys are out of state. You want to know the foreclosure process. What I could tell you, even though I grew up in Jersey, New Jersey, New York, California, the state of Washington are very tenant and friendly, not landlord friendly. So foreclosures move slow, right? Those are some of the challenges out there. Some of the other things that benefits might be for taxes, right? It might be an investment property for Harry. He doesn't want to pay a big chunk right now. Let's say, yeah, the benefit is also, yep, Jeremy, you're right, where Harry's not worried about maintenance on the property. I'm the actual owner. Right? So it just depends out there, and it's been fantastic to acquire property. One of the things we do multiple offers, right? So on the seller financing deal on this house, when I looked at the numbers and our mentor looked at it, and it would have been 85% of asking price. And the numbers just didn't make any sense, right? We did, 3% interest rate. We did 40 years. We did interest only. This one was a formula for 7 years, interest only. And the numbers overall just didn't make any sense, right? So we also did interest only on this one, right? Where it's 5% down. They would have made more money at the end. And the seller didn't want to be part of this. And what I mean by that was they said, okay, I just don't want to, I want to be done with the house. Right. So that's always important when it comes to it. So it just depends on what the tactics are. Our last one is lease options. So what is a lease option? And what are some of the benefits? What is a lease option? And what are some of the benefits? All right, so that's the question. I know some of you guys are advanced, right? Some of you guys are brand new. This might be all brand new terminology, and that's okay too. Imagine when you do 2 days with me, this is what you're going to get. So lease options it's to an extent kind of like leasing a car, except we're locking down the price today. So let's talk about that. All right. So Harry wants to sell his house for $200,000. So I need to put a option fee, not a deposit. If you put a deposit, then you're a tenant, right? So option fee, $200,000. And I negotiate with Harry how much down. He wants $20,000. And I'm going to say, no way. I'll do it for easy numbers. Let's say $3,000. Because rent's $3,000. So I'm comfortable with $3,000. And so I give him the $3,000, and Harry tomorrow could take the $3,000 and go buy Victoria a nice bracelet. Right? You could actually it's his money from day one. Doesn't matter if I go through with it or not. Generally speaking,
Make that 20 then.
yeah. So generally speaking, we want to lock down the price. I usually do more than 1 year. It's usually 2 or 3 years is what I want to lock down the price at. Right. So I'm locking the price today for $200,000, where I would also put in my language in my contract, I could at any time take advantage of that option. So within 2 or 3, let's just use 2 years, within any time in the 24 months, I could buy him out at the $200,000. All right. So everyone's following me. So now the second part of it is, right, I'm going to try to rent it out. He knows I'm not going to live in there. Say rents are, let's use market rents, 3,000. I'm going to negotiate with Harry that my rent, my rent during those 24 months is 2,500. So he says, fine. I'm going to go out and find a renter for 3,000. So I'm going to make money in between. So I'm going to make $500 a month for 2 years, ideally, right? So indirectly or directly, that's what, 500 times 12, 6,000. I'll make $12,000, and I'm losing the $3,000 option fee. That's $9,000. So I made some money. Is number one. Number two is I'm going to tell my tenant to take care of some of the minor repairs. Harry's still responsible for roof, AC, electrical, all the big stuff. So I'm mitigating my risk also, right? So what are some of the benefits for me as investors? The same thing, right? No credit check. I control a property right away. I'm making money in between, right? All the way through. What are some of the benefits for Harry? No realtor commissions. Maybe the house has been empty forever. It's been sitting a few months. He's getting, low cash offers. These are all big things that can happen, right? For Harry's like, look, I'd rather have it rented out than not rented out. Benefit could be in 2 years, prices go down, right? Let's say it goes down to 150. I don't take advantage of the option. So I say, you know what, Harry, it's not going to work, the 200. I know my time's up. Keep the 3,000, we're good. Actually, what I would do, I'd try to renegotiate. And he says, nah, I'm good. So he could do this again, right? He could get another option fee, 10, 15, whatever he wants. All that stuff's negotiable. So some of the things that happen, right? So one of the guys in my mastermind, Ryan Garrison in Washington State, has 3 houses, and he decided to do lease options on all of them because it's the pandemic. Well, guess what happened, right? He got an option fee, he got 10,000. I think they were priced between 300,000 to 400,000, all the houses. He's like, yeah, I got some cash and I got someone in there. That's cool. That's awesome. And then all the prices went up. So the 300,000 house went to 400,000. Right? So all the houses had over $100,000 in equity. Well, 2 of the 3 investors that he did lease options on, they took care of the option and they bought the house. So he lost all that equity. The third one could not get financing or hard money. So he got to keep one. So the negative could be if you do a lease option is prices go up and you don't get that equity. So those are some of the challenges. The positive is he could keep doing this over and over and keep collecting those option fees, right? So those are the 3 tactics we use mainly on the creative financing. The wrap, which I'll just kind of talk about quickly, is where you can literally do a subject to, again, it's combining and it's a disposition. Let's say I negotiate with Harry a 5% loan. I could sell it to Alexa at a 10% loan for the full amount. So I borrowed $200,000 seller financing with Harry at 5%. I sell it to Alexa. Again, I'm using general numbers, 300,000, and I charge her 9%. So I'm making 9% on the full 300,000. So like, again, when we go over this during the quick start, we go way more in depth when you're a student. The idea is just so you guys know, there's different ways to go out there and really do deals out there. So I know it's a lot of information I kind of gave you already.
It's also knowing that this basically is a one-stop shop for information as well, that there's so much experience that everyone has here, so we can handle all of these situations and be able to view it from all different angles, so we can analyze the deals the best way possible for purchase and exit and selling strategies.
Yep. How many of you guys are loving that there's different options out there besides your traditional cash? When you're a student in our program, you don't have to worry about that because we take care of that for you, right? Your mentors, myself, not only will I pay cash, we can do creative deals also. It just has to make sense on the deal. And the idea is once you do deals with me is to be on your own. Keep 100% of the money. out there. We've seen so many opportunities out there this year from pre-foreclosures, motivated sellers. And when you spend the full 2 days with us, you'll understand what it's like out there, right? So the question becomes, right? How do we do this, right? So I'm going to show you some real deals. And again, these are not experts. They're everyday people who decided to execute. So I'm going to show you some deals that we've done with our students. It's got a little glitch. I don't know what's going on with my PowerPoint. It's got a mind of its own here today. So this deal, Harry, you want to talk about this deal with Julio?
Julio, one of our students, found this deal driving for dollars just on the way to work. He found this boarded up house that barely could be seen from the road. It was so dense overgrowth. Completely a hoarder's house. We ended up, it was a double probate. In other words, the mother died. Probate had to be done to pass it into the two sons' names. One of the other sons died, so it all went to the remaining son that was still alive. We cleaned it up. There was equity in this deal, believe it or not. So we were able to close very quickly after probate was done. Within 30 days, we were able to close. The son got some money out of this. Clearly a house he didn't want anything to do with. We didn't really want anything to do with it either, as far as fixing it up. But we did clean it out so people could see the walls and see what work is involved. And then we ended up selling this as that condition. We didn't touch it after we cleaned it out. We paid someone to clean it out. Obviously, initially, I didn't touch that. But so that's what it looked like. And the profit, the net profit, not HGTV profits. These are actually after closing costs, after expenses, after everything. Julio well, we made $110,000. Julio made half, $55,000, just for finding the property and learning how to solve this problem.
Yep. That was a pretty good deal. And this is another one of Julio's deals. We're starting to call him the Hoarder King. This is just from driving from dollars. And what's really special about Julio is that he had zero real estate experience. How many of you guys have zero real estate experience and are worried about how to do a deal? Put in the chat. You can be honest, guys. Like, again, we've all been in there. And you want to go ahead, Harry? Harry was the mentor on this deal also. So
yeah, I had no experience when I started either. You know, I didn't even know how to spell real estate. This one here, also from the road. The picture is actually really, really nice. Believe it or not, the front top left picture. You couldn't see the house. It was so overgrown. There was trash and weeds and 7 abandoned cars, all within on this 1 acre lot. And the back of the lot was actually abutting a golf course right on Broward Boulevard. So 10,000 cars were passing every single day. Julio found this. Turns out the guy was actually still living in there, right? That's Julio with the white shirt. Right over Julio's left shoulder is where the guy was sleeping on top of this, because the house was so cluttered. That bottom picture is a picture towards the bedrooms and bathrooms. So there was no access to the beds, baths, kitchen. It was really bad. And so we contacted the son, who didn't like the father living like this. We worked something out. There was the son wanted $700,000 for this house. But I let the son talk, and he talked himself down, knowing that there were $386,000 of liens, and it needed a roof, and it needed mold remediation. It needed. And then he finally said what they really needed. And this is the key why you want to talk to people, and certainly let them talk, is he just wanted to walk away with $200,000 so his father could buy a new house near where the son lived and not have to worry about any of this. Well, we thought the mortgage was about $70 some odd thousand. And turns out that when we did close, there was only about $20,000 due to some forbearances that the bank had included. So this guy ended up walking with like $270,000 clear. We bought it for $300,000. The $386,000 worth of liens, I taught Julio how to go in front of the magistrate and work with the city and the code compliance officers, head of departments, etc. The magistrate reduced it to $3. 386,000 in accruals down to $3. There was a $1,600 hard cost, non-negotiable, and we ended up having our buyer pay that. So this one was $138,000. We cleaned this out too, clearly. And our guys that clean out, they said they're never doing that again. So it was really, really pretty extensive, but you wouldn't be able to see the house from this angle. This is after we cleared it all up. Solved the city's problems, solved the homeowner's problems, solved everybody's problems. And that's what we were getting paid for. $138,000 of which Julio got half of.
Yep. And so, the highlights, right? The seller wanted well over $700,000 on the house. We got it around 300 something. Over 300. Was it 300? Was it less than 300? It was right around there somewhere.
Right on the nose, 300.
Okay. And we had 380,000 plus in liens and violation, which we got down to $3 plus the hard cost, so less than $1,700, which we had our buyer pay. And, again, we just cleaned it out, which did take 2 days, right? So the important thing is Julio has a full-time job and was not a full-time investor. This was actually driving for dollars. This is someone that was stuck before they got into our mentoring program. Always wanted to be in real estate. And, when he jumped in, it made a big difference. So let me ask you something, Harry. Do you think these people are smarter than you are? That's the question I have for our audience. Right?
Am I smarter than they are, or are they smarter than me?
Or vice versa, right? Yeah.
Neither. We're all in the same boat. It's just team for us. It was teamwork. Because what we didn't know, we were able to ask, and we were getting information that was open, honest, transparent, and no ulterior motives. No one was trying to steal the deal away from me. So
so a couple big things, because this was off market, and what you have to realize is because it was my cash, I was willing to close with the liens. So hard money is not going to do that. So you're going to need the cash. So you guys are missing out on deals like this just because of that. And Harry, you want to talk about, this is one of Harry and Victoria's deals.
This one here, the woman died. She was taking care of her son, 60 some odd years old. He was completely, ever since birth, mentally disabled and needed 24-hour care. After the mother died, he went catatonic, and the brother took him in, feeding tubes, 24-hour nursing care, et cetera, right during COVID, too. He ended up dying via COVID. The heirs wanted nothing to do with this. The bank wanted more than the house was worth. I talked to them, made an arrangement with them. They ended up walking with some money on the sell side, not the buy side. But and then the bank agreed to sell this to us for $171,000. And with Anish's buyers list, and God knows whoever bought this house, God bless his heart, because $179,000 net profit was basically what the houses that were selling in the area that already fixed up. So we were very surprised and very blessed.
Yep. How many of you guys doing one deal a year like this would change your life? Give me a yeah, buddy. You do one deal a year. I'm not talking 100 transactions. Okay. Yep. Walter, absolutely. And Walter, we look forward to seeing you next week. Yep. Okay. I'm always curious, the people that don't, that they say, that's not much. What do you guys do, right? Let me know. I'll join your mentoring program. I'll join your mentoring program. Let me know what you do, right? And so I'm going to play a quick video of Nicole, of what she had to say after our 2-day quick start. Uh-oh. Am I frozen? Harry, you're on
Just
mute,
the
so
video's frozen.
Just the video's frozen. You're not
okay.
frozen.
I'm not sure what, okay. Let's see what's good question. Let's see if we can get out of this. Well, what I can tell you, she said some great things and how it changed her life. She did her first deal in Tampa, works full time, and the net profit was $42,000, so which was pretty good. And the way she got the deal was one of her friends or mom's friends had to get some care where she was starting to get dementia. And the son lived in Orlando and said, "Hey, I gotta get rid of my mom's house. But more importantly, I have a piano, Nicole, for your daughters. Do you want to come by and take a look at the piano?" And so when she did our 2-day quick start, it all clicked for her. And she said, "Wow, what are you going to do with the house?" Obviously, the house was in bad condition. And he goes, "I don't know, I'll probably just sell it. And I know it needs a lot of work." And she goes, "Well, my partner and I are buying houses." And fast forward on the deal, we bought it, we paid cash. They were super happy. We made it painless as possible. They walked away with a lot of money, no commissions, and we were able to wholesale it and make $42,000. So that was Nicole after doing a quick start. Give me 1 second because my whole computer is frozen out. So let me see. Oh, okay. That is really weird. So I might be in South America, and sometimes some things are slower than others.
Whole technical service from India.
Yep. I'm going to ask Alexa or Vina, because you guys are hosts, can you hit the stop share for me? Because that is so here's the great thing is I always tell, and this is a great lesson actually, is that people always wait for the perfect time for everything to be perfect. Yeah, I can't even, let's see if my video comes back. Okay, thank you on that. So people always wait for everything to be perfect, and there's no perfect time on everything. So I think that's always important. Let me see if I could show you a couple more deals. If not, we'll just keep moving forward.
Actually, every time is perfect. It just, whatever the issue is, we deal through it, think outside the box, fix the problem.
Yeah,
and we win, just like the stock market, up, down, or sideways. Real estate's the same way. You can always make money as long as you know how to play.
Okay, so my computer is definitely 1,000,000% frozen. So no idea what's going on, and it doesn't matter on that portion. Alexa, I don't know if you have access to some of the slides. If not, we're just going to talk about some of the other deals that we've done. Also, our QR code that's coming up for our event. This is so crazy.
Okay, I can try to pull up the deals.
Yep, that's okay on that. If whatever we can, at least the QR code of some of the other deals that we've done. Wow, it's so nuts. Like just so you guys know, I have a blank screen, so I only hear the voice from above from Alexa and Harry.
Well, we can see you, and we can see your new Colombian office. It's beautiful in the background there.
Okay. So, yep. So like that's one of the things that is definitely out there where, yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, that's fine on that end of it. So anyway, what we have coming up is our 2-day quick start. And Alexa, let me know if you have any slides. Again, my screen is blank.
I see her. She's working on it diligently. Okay. Don't stress her out.
Yeah, no worries. So you got to walk me through it because I can't see anything.
Now she's laughing hysterically.
So one of the things is that we have our 2-day quick start, and our 2-day quick start is May 2nd and 3rd. On this 2-day quick start, we're going to go A to Z, how to find off-market properties. We're going to talk about creative financing. We're also going to talk about AI and how we use it in our business. And I love AI. And so one of the challenges with AI is that many investors think that they're going to get a deal using only AI. What I can tell you is we're still getting deals because it's still a people person business.
Okay, she's starting to share the screen. She's loading.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sign out. And if you kind of want to go through the little deals, I'm going to try to sign back in and see if that
Sure, I
works.
won't be able to say it the exact way you want it to, but I got you covered. I got you back.
Okay, I will be right back, and if not, that's okay too. So,
Okay.
This one is interesting. I don't know if you remember this one, Harry.
Sure, this is one of Anish's deals down in Miami. The house was cluttered and cleaned out, obviously. That remnants on the ground, let's not discuss that, but that house was pretty nasty. Um, he was able to arrange a price that worked for everybody. They were happy to get rid of the house, and he wholesaled this deal in the condition you see it in, minus the bed. But in this condition, he wholesaled it and made a profit of, drumroll, Alexa,
Oh, there it is. Pretty crazy.
$235,000. The house is probably worth about 400, maybe a little more.
yep. And
there
I'm
you go.
actually, it's funny. It's like I can't say it, you're stuck with me, and I'm gonna fly blind in general. So that deal, we bought it for $150,000. We did a Gaia construction report. We got it actually for 125, and we were able to wholesale and make $235,000 on the deal. So those are some pretty good numbers out there. So we want to go show maybe one or two more deals, and then we'll just talk about how you guys could get signed up for our 2-day quick start, or if you're interested in our mentoring. So let's just show one, maybe one or
Okay,
two more deals.
this is the 2-duplex deal in Fort Lauderdale that I was not going to talk to the owner about because the property looked in really good condition. 2 buildings, both duplexes, same owner, 1 lot. And one was in pre-foreclosure, the other was paid off free and clear. And something just told me to go see this guy. He was only 6 blocks away. Turns out he was 80 plus years old, been doing this for 50 plus years. And it turns out he was tired landlord. So we were able to make him a deal. I got his son involved because I want to make sure that no one thinks I'm taking advantage of the elderly. His son's a cross-country truck driver. His father wanted to leave this property to him, and he's like, "Look, I don't want the property. I'm driving cross-country." So we were able to work this out. We solved the pre-foreclosure issues and bought these 2 properties from him, and he netted $125,000. We also helped the son do some estate planning with other professionals so that he could be protected when his father passed. We thought he would live another 5-10 years. Turns out he died 3 months after the deal closed. And I created so much trust with the family that the son asked me to go into his father's house and find final arrangement paperwork in his house.
Wow.
So this was good. And Alexa, next slide. So we ended up selling this. Now I bought this in my Roth, my Roth bought this property. So I ended up netting $265,000 tax free. I thought I was going to be a landlord, income coming into my Roth, long-term investment. And 13 days later, someone made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So I walked away with $265,000 tax-free growth in my Roth.
Yeah, on a $1,000 investment.
Same.
So that's pretty good.
I just have no words for that one right there.
Well, the good thing is, like, it's funny because even the lesson today is about execution. So things don't work out as, again, my computer is totally frozen, and I just hopped in through my phone so I could at least see some of the screen of what you're showing. And
Okay.
I think I think it's always important because a lot of times in real estate, you always have limitations, and as soon as something doesn't work out, many of you guys quit. So that's one of the things that's important. So.
Okay, so this deal we're showing now is Marcella's deal, one of our students. She found this deal in through REIFax, in pre-foreclosure. Marcella just bonded with the owner, created a relationship, and the owner says she wants to work with Marcella because all the other investors were too too pushy, all about, you know, the money and not really truly about helping the homeowner. So you'll see on the bottom left, it was full of homeowner stuff, nothing too dramatic. When the homeowner left, they cleaned it out and it was looked like the upper right picture. So the house was in really good condition, other than needing an AC unit, really, or and maybe an older roof. I don't remember the whole detail on that one. But we were able to, and Marcella was amazing. This was her very first deal. She just followed everything that was asked of her, put up signs in the you know, for sale by owner sign after we had control of it. Uh, did everything that was supposed to, and we netted a profit of, drum roll, Alexa, clicking. Okay, this one here was netted a profit of $102,000. So Marcella on her first deal made over $51,000. So
Paid for her mentorship right away on one deal. So I'm not sure if like the sound will work. Why don't we just kind of
Hi, everybody. My name is Antonio Lopez. My company name is Antlop Investment Properties. And before I met Anish Dave and joined the BPM RIA mentoring, I had just the basic idea of what I needed to do in real estate investing. After I joined, aside from learning pretty much everything that was required to learn about real estate investing and to become successful, one of the biggest benefits that I received was the amazing network of people that were part of the club. Everything that you can think of, everything that you need in order to be successful in real estate investing, you can find it here at the BPM RIA. So thank you so much, BPM and Anish, for everything. I really appreciate it. I owe you guys a ton. And for you guys watching this, I highly encourage you to check out BPM RIA. It's the first place you need to, where you want to start your real estate investing journey. So.
Yeah, and Antonio's now actually doing short-term rentals, all the above out there. So why do most people get stuck is the question people always ask. Oh, sorry guys, it's breaking up all the way through. Is, you know, it's not the lack of knowledge, it's not information, it's execution. So what we're going to do next, actually, Alexa, can you just because of time, let's just get to the quick start. Yep, on that end of it. So many of you guys want to do the quick start. Again, it's May 2nd and 3rd. We're going to go over how to find off-market properties, double closing, assignments and contracts, AI, self-directed IRAs. We're going to have 4 special guests that are going to teach from REIFax, the owner of REIFax, Kevin Thatcher, Independence Title, Carl Shealy, who's on this call, is going to talk about rehabbing. And then, of course, Jose Ramirez, Advanced Tax Advisors, to set up the right corporation, too. So we do have some bonuses for people that take action. So some of the bonuses are, and I think we're almost sold out for Turning Point, which is next week. So I'm going to add those tickets in when you sign up today. I do have to make sure we do have spots for you. If not, you'll have to go to California, or when we bring Marshall back again. We provide transactional funding where I'll put up money for deals for you. We have a 10,000 plus cash buyers list. So we'll help sell properties for you. And of course, our power team. So that's about $80,000 worth of bonuses out there. So what you want to do is, I know some of the people also said that, hey, I'm not sure about doing this. I'm a little bit worried. So as I promised, I do a money back guarantee. If after the first day, it's something that doesn't work out for you, you say, hey, it's not for me, I will gladly give your money back, guys. So there's no reason not to do this. You guys, you know, that are on the webinar, you're here for a reason. It's because you want to change your life too. So go ahead and get registered. Take out your phone, get registered. Members $695, non-members $895, and you're gonna love the weekend with us. Some of you guys, make sure, I know in the beginning we offered tickets for Saturday. We do want to make sure we're good on those tickets for you guys. We want you to take action now. That's super important. And I know, Alexa, I know there is one lucky winner
Yep. So I'm
today
actually
that's actually
having,
getting paid. Yep.
I'm having my executive assistant, who you guys will be getting very familiar with, Vina, pick a winner for me right now so that I can keep this on the screen for you guys. So make sure you scan the QR code, and
Yep.
she is going to pick a winner for us. But please go ahead and put your questions in the Q&A box, and let us know what questions you have, whether it's about the quick start, our class today, or workshop this Saturday. And let's see who's the winner.
Yeah,
Okay,
someone's getting paid for it.
let's see. Our winner is, I'm going to write it to you in the chat. Congratulations, Jeremy
All right.
B.
Go,
Woo!
Jeremy. Awesome. So
We'll
make
get
sure
in
you get
touch
in
with
touch with
you.
our office. Yep. You're gonna get a 2-day, and if you've already been to one, I'm not sure if you've been to one, it's a great gift. Is what I could tell you. Or you could re-attend the event. Again, we're super excited about all the events we're doing. We have another webinar on Thursday. We have our in-person meeting Saturday with the mother of multifamily, Cynthia Trammell. I'm also going to feed you. Again, limited seats. So here's the deal, guys. If you got those free tickets when we started, you have to show up. You're literally taking seats from somebody else. So it's super important. Again, I always want to take advantage and really help out people that take action right now. So I appreciate you guys working through the technical difficulties. And now you guys understand why this Indian guy is not in tech. He's in real estate, because the tech never works for me. So I appreciate it. Harry, any last words for our audience?
Now, just guys, stay plugged in. These events are life-changing. Make a commitment to yourself, not to us, but to yourself. Get to these events. Get to, Turning Point if you have the tickets already. Get to the quick start. Plug in. This will help you achieve the goals that you want for yourself and your families, like it has Victoria and I. It is available. It's here. You know about it. Just plug in and we'll teach you the rest. So.
Yep.
Oh, thank you guys so much. Please, if you like this webinar, give us a 5-star Google review. We'll pop that link in the chat right now. We did record today's session. So if you are watching this recording, please give this video a big thumbs up, share it with somebody, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please, please, please. And I know a lot of you guys need to share this with somebody who needs it. So go ahead and share that replay with somebody right now. And then this video will be up obviously in the next 24 hours. So thank you guys for joining today. Make sure you get signed up for, we'll be contacting all of you guys who replied in the Q&A and in the chat. Those first 5 people will be confirming with you guys for this Saturday. So look out for an email. It'll probably come from info@bpmreia.com. So look out for that as well. And we'll be contacting each and every one of you guys after the webinar. So make sure you look out for our email.
I just want to add, I know some of you guys on the polls said you want to join our quick start, our mentoring. Make sure you book a discovery call. And I look forward to seeing you guys. Again, we only take 6 new students per month, and we're already halfway full for April. So see you soon. And we'll see you at our next event.
See you on Thursday.
Yep.
Bye, guys.